Yeah. Scientific breakthroughs, the unveilings, spiritual revelations, the openings. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. First World Order Radio. Tips and Tricks Tuesdays. Blackwater the Meta-MU-Z-SHEN. It's Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Another news day. North, east, west, south. Not here to confuse the day. Just diffuse the way. Another Tips and Tricks Tuesday. That pig, that's fine. Hijacking the mind. Aluminum bonds with intelligence. Rewind the message. Merry Christmas. 13 indigenous immigrants. State of the unison. Addressing nothing. Foundations can ruin. Level to level. Fuck the embezzlements. Tales from the crypt. Hitting blood rituals. 50 scores flying over California vacation. Flying dragons. Swords and daggers. Lions and tigers. Gotta get my bearings or perish. Tear into raw flesh. Vampire. Vegetarian. I'm a malnutrition. Chemically imbalanced. Ethiopian. Inhaling Kush. Blue projects get pushed. Mold with the bush. Standing on the middle line. No defining. Swirling dervish. In between space and time. Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Another news day. North, east, west, south. Not here to confuse the day. Just diffuse the way. Another Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Another news day. North, east, west, south. Not here to confuse the day. Just diffuse the way. Another Tips and Tricks Tuesday.
Yeah, yes. Once again, yes, indeed, it is another Tips and Tricks Tuesday. Noise canceling. Tips and Tricks Tuesday. It's the 27th of July, right? That's what we say, 2021. We are going to be talking about the five movements, or basically the six healing breaths. It's ancient indigenous Qigong technique or breathing technique. And Qigong basically means Qi, could mean breath, energy, vitality. Gung means the skill or the time and effort it takes to discipline, basically, and master or art. So the mastering or the skilling of the breath, the time and effort it takes to skill the breath, or breath work, basically, Qigong. So we're going to be doing some breathing exercises with some movements. I titled it the five movements, but it's actually six movements and six breaths. So these six sounds and these six movements, as I said in the description, will and can or may advance in your immunity. With all that's going on right now, these five movements can be very valuable. So once again, I want to give thanks. It is Blackwater, the Meta-MU-Z-SHEN, here to say hello, peace, blessings, honor. I will be your host for this evening. We're going to be going over, basically, we're going to be going over Qigong. Like I said, a set of Qigong is the five healing sound, the six healing sounds. So six movements, six sounds. All of them be working on different organ systems. If you know anything about traditional Chinese medicine, then you know about the five energies or the five forces, the five elemental theories. So with these five elemental theories, it's five elements, earth, or you got five organs, five elements, five different sounds, five different energies. Basically, all together, you have five different types of food items. Well, within each organ system, and you have different types of years, so like winter, spring, autumn, you know what I'm saying, late summer. You have it all coincides with five elemental theory. Six healing sounds will also include inside of those organ systems or visceria, which will be the heart, the lungs, the liver, the kidneys, and the spleen. It will also include the triple warmer, which is indicative of uh, basically you have three outlets or three glandular points on your body, which would be the pituitary gland, the pineal gland region right in here. So the midbrain, pituitary gland, that is one area. Then it has the thymus gland. So this is the upper elixir, middle elixir, or the upper dantian, middle dantian, and lower dantian. So the dantian basically means elixir field. So you have these three spots, which will also be coinciding with the triple warmer. So that's that sixth sound. So bam. So the pituitary pineal gland region, the thymus gland region, and the prostate gland or of men, and the ovaries or uterus of the women. So these three areas hold a lot of energies, a lot of different fluids within the body. And when they circulate properly through the body, it allows us to have a stronger sense of immunity because the body's flowing properly, just like a wheel, you know what I'm saying? The wheel and all the spokes is on that wheel properly, then that wheel is going to, inevitably that wheel is going to turn in its proper rotation continuously. If one of the spokes or a few of the spokes or something going on, rocks, something in there, it's going to it's going to be hesitant on this fluid transition. So these techniques and putting in the right elements, as such as vitamins and minerals. Like the other day, I went into my mother's house the other day, morning, and she had company over there eating breakfast with me. And one of her sisters, who was a friend of hers, they asked me, they know me, they said, I think she said L, might have said yeah, I think she said Elohi just playing, trying to say my name right. She's like, Elohi, um, how do we beat, what's the cure for, or how do we beat coronavirus? I've heard this question quite often, including from her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've heard it from a lot of different people, but I know she had asked me as well a few times. But you know what I did? This is exactly what I did. I was standing right there, and I said, "Oh, hold on, I got you. How to beat coronavirus?" So I took these out of my pocket, and I said, "This is how you beat the coronavirus." Elderberry in liquid form or however you feel comfortable doing it, but get some elderberry. I do the elderberry gummies, B complexes, vitamin C, some with zinc. If you don't just take a zinc supplement by itself, you'll get something that has zinc in it, like calcium, magnesium, iron supplement with zinc, as well as a digestive enzyme. That's all too important. Keep to keep you regular, you know what I'm saying? Regular in means regular out. Enzymes break down items that we put in the body a little bit more properly, like digestive enzymes, especially helps break down things in our digestion system. So it has different enzymes like lactose, which is a sugar basically, maltose, galactose, fructose. These things help break down what like amylase, protease. Actually, these are enzymes. And as we do qigong or meditate or tai chi or even exercise, you know what I'm saying? What happens when we put those elements in the body, it and we're breathing, it actually allows by way of us moving and breathing, it allows those fundamental elements like nutrients, vitamins and minerals to actually flow through the bloodstream by way of the breath, and then feed the cells um, properly or more proficiently, basically. I mean, the cells are going to get fed because we're breathing. But as we breathe deeper and we're putting in the right elements, as we breathe deeper and have these movements, we're going to be focusing on each organ system in completion throughout that breath and that movement pattern. You dig? So, say for instance, we're holding the hug a tree, which is not one of these movements, but we're holding the hug a tree. As we breathe in, we're going to be moving through the heart and the lungs, which you see the heart engine is at the pinky. Oh, I'm drinking coconut water. And it goes around and out. But you're breathing in through the nose, and that oxygen is going to get fuel to the blood to be able to move properly and flow. Because the breath is what's moving the blood, and then the blood is what's feeding the cells. So you're putting the good elements in there, good thoughts, high vibrations, good elements, food, good energy around. You know what I'm saying? As you go through your day to day, it's all through the breath. You know what I'm saying? Your interactions are, they begin and end with breathing throughout the day. You know what I'm saying? Even before you go to sleep, when you lay down at night, you start to get a different breathing pattern. You start to relax a little bit better or more so at the night. We should. Some people are still agitated. Not to get into that. I'm going to continue with this information because if I go on one topic, I might jump and be on that topic for about 30 minutes. We don't want to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? So forgive me for my absence, what I'm saying, and my hiatus somewhat. For the last few weeks, been kind of busy. Computer was out of the whack, but give thanks. Everything happens for a reason. Timing is of the essence. And being time and space, what I'm saying, ain't what we think it is in the first place. So this information is good information at any time. You know what I'm saying? We are going through. I think they're saying there is an increase in the so-called in the COVID thing going on right now. So this is valuable information if you're going to take the vaccine or if you're not. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter. I've even heard there's been breakthrough cases. So to each his own. If you choose to take the vaccine, that's your choice. If you choose not to take the vaccine, that's your choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out here judging anybody on either level, but I am going to give you an alternative for immunity and for a true vaccination. Vacciniums, it again means berries. So, the true healing apparatus or the true healing elements reside within nature, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's a natural way of living, a holistic way of living, meaning you are going to pay attention, wholly, mindfully pay attention to everything that we are putting in to our system. I don't know why I'm messing with my beard. And then, the mirror the mirror image or reflection is like off. So, anyway, let me start looking at myself. So, 5 movements is what we're going to be going through today. And inside of these 5 movements, as we understand or understand, these movements consist of a breath, which um, some people may say spirit, resides within the breath, or intelligence, or energy, vitality, chi, but there is a latent energy that's within this breath, that's within us. And it can enhance certain abilities within the body as well as the mind. Some people call them higher powers as far as the mind is concerned, and we are able to access um, different avenues of our mind or our higher mind. You know what I'm saying? What we are truly connected to and who we truly are, as well as being able to advance um, different aspects of our body, by way of the breath. By utilizing the breath and movements, again, we can increase in immunity. So in the Western world, we base our understanding on what we call science, knowledge, you know what I'm saying, science, to know. So science, as I said before, is very important, just as all other things are important in its conclusiveness, you know what I'm saying, as far as when we conclude things, include things together. But when we separate it, it makes it more complicated, and we don't see the abstractness of it, but we also don't see the etiology or the cause of all these things that have occurred in its effect, as far as like what we are noticing in reality. How did it start? You know what I'm saying? One thing I always notice is we've been doing this for a while as far as indigenously. We always paid attention to nature and the animals in nature. And my question, if I had a question about this whole thing, like the COVID thing and everything, why aren't the animals getting sick? They breathing in, they're around us, everything is the same. Why is their immunity so strong to where the coronavirus, which basically is in them as well, is in all living things on the planet Earth, because we're all breathing and living on the planet Earth together, right? So it's not excluded from the animal kingdom or the plant kingdom for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So why are the animals not, hailing over breathing, or like all of them, like widespread, like Americans, or like people in the world in general? Diet, diet. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Diet extraterrestrial. On some real loud though, if you're thinking about it, right? It is we're malnutrition, the whole world basically. And animals, if they are in nature and they're living in their natural habitat, they're going to be taking in the correct natural elements day to day. Humans, since we have the convenience of all these different um, eateries, and then also basically it starts in the head. It starts in the mind, first of all. So we have these different images within our society that stimulates certain memories that can bring about an emotional exchange that alters our correct functions within our actions that may introduce harmful effects in its longevity. You dig? So what I just said is basically the things that we do can corrupt our immunity or it can flaw our health. So over time, you know what I'm saying, us being humans and having choices and then having um the vast array of different, the 10,000 things, myriad of things sitting in front of us each day that we can choose from, it really complicates the effort of the body to heal. So, but an animal in nature doesn't have to have this conflict on a day-to-day basis due to the fact they in nature and it ain't no Sheets or Wawa right there that's gonna have this crazy energy drink and this bag of potato chips or this whole menu back here, this fried food and cheese and different elements that's gonna build more of the negative or derogatory type of degenerative um, means in the body versus bringing about a regeneration or a positive, beneficial, healthy type of result when we're putting in the right elements and doing good things for the body. You know what I'm saying? So animals have don't really have those choices like we do. They don't have, you know. I really envy the animal sometimes, out in the wild and how they have that option of freedom until a man come in there and lock them up and put them in a zoo and change the whole schematics of things. You know what I'm saying? From diet to their emotionality, their whole personality is changed once they go behind those so-called zoos and whatnot. So that was just a question. So why? Basically, that's what it is, though. We put in elements throughout our life that are not naturally going to um, induce a strong immunity. It actually is going to reduce our immunity because the body is trying to figure out what these foreign elements are, and it's always forming mucus in order to do so. So the more mucus we are forming in the body in order to clean the body out, and then adding or introducing more mucus each year is going to form a very haphazardous type of environment within. And that environment in the reflection metaphysically is the corruption of this so-called system that we have today, which is, basically the etiology, if you notice, within the structure of all these effects that have taken place over the past few years, has been very well planned. It is not something just happened overnight. This is not some type of, you know, oh wow, this is new. Let's get this vaccine together. This has happened. This has been going on, and as far as putting all the pieces of the puzzle together for a while. And I ain't gonna get into that. Today is a day of practice, and we're gonna go over, like I said, a couple of qigongs, 6 movements that will enhance immunity by way of feeding these little bubbly things right here, cells. You know what I'm saying? Alkalinity, that's clear. So you got 80% water and 20% of whatever's going on in that nucleus right there. So 80% of this is the cellular membrane or this water. So that means 80% of our life, 80% of our things that we put in should be 80% alkaline. 20% should be whatever else. They got it on the other flip though. So we're doing 80% acidic or 80% whatever and 20% alkaline. Some people don't even really eat fruits and vegetables. If for that matter, or take in elements that are alkaline, like water throughout the day, or breathe. Breathing is the most alkaline, or meditation, qigong, that's the most alkalizing type of function that we could do throughout the day. All right, so science is flawed because they separate um, things like science and true education, which education means to bring out, not to bring in, or indoctrination means to take and put in, to teach in. Education means to teach out, to bring out. So they separate, science from true education, separate science from what we would think of as religion or intelligence, or basically what we call spirituality. And we separate all these things. Science doesn't have a place. Religion is what we say. Or science doesn't have a place in true education, because true education is from within. It's something that is fulfilled by way of um, deep meditation, really, and then bringing those things out by way of close connections with what is already here, but also utilizing the energies that's flowing to bring and adapt with advancement, with in Jesus coming in, again, flowing. So, Qigong and Tai Chi, again, by Eastern standards, Qigong's Tai Chi is energy as well as breath. In the West, we look at it as a part of our functionality. So qigong is like people. Some people in the West may just do qigongs for the movements, not really infusing the function of the movements with the qi. So the ancient philosophers of the East, they saw it as a physical function, but only partially, because we also know, as far as in traditional Chinese medicine and those that practice inner martial arts, also know that this movement is generated by the chi, or the ki, the ra energy, whatnot, or ray energy. So the chi is basically the functionality as well. And when we utilize this energy properly with the movements, the functionality, then it can help sustain and maintain a correct flow within our body. So I'm just gonna read over what Qigong does, like with each system, like the skeletal system for one. As we start, the skeletal system, according to the indigenous philosophers, the chi penetrates to the marrow of the bones and is stored as a resource for healing and empowerment. So the bones support the entire body. And in navigating gravity and the marrow, it is the birthplace of the stem cells. So the bones actually gives birth to the stem cells, and then it differentiates the stem cells into red and white blood cells. So the bones are a major component of the chi matrix or the energy matrix in the body. And the bones also distribute. The bones are also like connected to everything in the body. They're distributed throughout the whole entire body. So this contributes to the overall flow of the chi and the function of the chi throughout the body. All right. So since the bones are right there, and it's also storing the chi also penetrates to the marrow of the bones to be stored, right? That's a resource for healing and empowerment. So as we do the chi guns and through our life, when we're breathing in or we're taking in the good stuff, good thoughts, tai chi, meditate, whatever we're doing is healthy for the body. You know what I'm saying? It's going to increase in the chi flow, but it's also going to allow the chi to penetrate into the marrow of the bones where it's stored for healing later by transferring into red and white blood cells to go through the body. So that helps increase the circulation, helps increase the overall flow of fluids in the body, and helps increase the regeneration of the cells, which will give you immunity as well as good health. Keep you healthy, young, feeling, vitality, energy, and also help with the strength in the bones. You know, the bones or the bone density decreases as we get older. You know, that's why older women and men have breaks and stuff. They fall, with the same fall they did when they was 18, they fall when they 68, 78. It ain't, the easier break. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be more careful as we get older. We don't want to form that stuff in our body right there, that mucus. But the muscular system, when we quiet the mind and feel the chi flowing through our muscles, the feeling of relaxation, tension, tingling or releasing throughout the tissues, it's like you can really feel it, you know what I'm saying, as we relax. You know what I'm saying? So the muscles are like a collection of cells and are operational due to the presence of the field of function. And again, we say function in the West is just the movement. It's really the function or the functionality that we are introducing as an action is introduced and formed by the chi or the energy. So the capacity of the muscles to trigger this effort of tension, tingling, or whatever we're feeling in the body is actually enhanced by the chi gung or the chi, the vitality, the energy that's within the breath that goes within the skeletal system as well as the muscular system. So therefore, this functional support of the muscles as well as the bones or the skeletal system is given to us by way of the chi, again, with the energy. And we go into the circulatory system. So in traditional Chinese medicine, it states that the blood, which is what goes through the circulatory system, circulation, the blood and chi work together like a brother and sister. So they both deliver functional healing throughout the body, or functional healing resources throughout the body. So when we feel this chi, in part, what we really feel is the activity of the blood flowing. So basically, what I'm saying is when we feel the blood or we're feeling something moving through the body, we're feeling the chi move with the blood because the blood and the chi work together in unison as a brother and sister. So when you're breathing in and the blood is moving, you're moving the chi, the energy. So the circulatory system expands and allows more oxygen for nutritional support by way of deep breathing exercises. And it is possible to also feel this sensation of energy or chi when we are doing these movements due to the blood being more active throughout the capillaries and the vessels in the body. So everywhere in the body, this blood is moving it simultaneously at once. You will actually start sensing that tingling or that bubbling feeling somewhere, you know what I'm saying, throughout your body. You can sense that relaxing coming, that releasing. And that's all within the blood. So the blood and the chi are closely tied together. You will feel those movements through the movements. You will feel the blood going through your body. The nervous system, I mean the lymphatic system. So lymphatic system and other body fluids, all the fluids other than blood are referenced to as fluids. So you got lymph, cerebral spinal fluid, synovial fluid in the joints. You also have tears. You know what I'm saying? Neurotransmitter. You have all types of fluids within the body. So the lymphatic system is the foundation of the internal. It's the foundation of evacuating internal waste as well as the delivery system for the immune cells. All right, so like white blood cells. Um, so the lymph system is the foundation for where we actually start to eliminate waste out of our body or toxins out of our body. So it's very important to keep our lymphatic system strong by way of qigong, tai chi, tapping exercises, meditation. It allows the body to generate the fluids properly by way of the breath and that chi. You know what I'm saying? Because the blood and the breath are closely connected. So when we breathe, again, we move the breath, which is connected to the chi, and then this enhances the driving. This is like by doing this. This enhancement or this driving force allows the function of all the fluids to be more uh, uh, persistent and proficient. And so being attentive in your practice, it will give you the ability to actually feel this subtle energy taking place throughout your body. And that is the chi. So again, like when we was talking about the circulatory system and the blood and the chi working together, and you can actually feel it going through the body because the entire body is going to be going and doing these movements together in unison as the mind and body connect by way of the breath. Therefore, you will start to be more aware of the chi as the fluids are moving through the body. So the nervous system, changing pictures over here. The nervous system delivers an impulse, right, of signals that can support or can actually block our physiological function. So neurons are throughout the body. They go up and down all the way around through the body. They deliver messages and information that supports the creating of feelings, moods, everything that we could think about throughout the day or do through the day are stimulated by neurons. So these neurological impulses cooperate or are in unison with the cells, organs, glands, and the overall function and chemistry of the body to fulfill and complete all the mind and body uh, functions or movements. So the these neurological or neurons transport and transmit to all of the regions of the body and are basically the chi as well. So when we feel the effect of calming, harmonizing, and balancing within the nervous system, what we are really feeling is again to chi because what is the chi connected to? The breath. The breath is connected to the blood, and the blood and the breath are all connected to the nervous system because what's within the cells is neurons as well. Everything's connected, right? So the organs and everything, including the brain and spine, are connected. So in all ancient cultural systems, ancient indigenous or spiritual systems, from ancient Kemet or Africa to China to the present day, the organs have been one of the major focuses of what we believe to be our functional capacity. So in all systems of thought, the organs are responsible for the processes that sustain life. They are the key locations for all of our chemical interactivity. So that means, like breaking down elements such as what we're talking about, hormones and fluids and digestive system, breaking down those foods, and emptying it out. Circulatory system, getting blood to flow through properly through the body. The respiratory system, getting the breath to go through the lungs and then through the body, to go through the blood and into the cells and that the digestive system, the nervous system, all those things interact together. All right, so as they are all located in different important areas for that chemical interactivity, we put emphasis on how to interact with the chi and these different intricate organs. So in some of the most recent versions of what is called chi channel system, there's an energy channel for each of the organs, each of the glands and the brain and spine as well. So we can sense these organs, we call them meridians, these channels, these chi channel systems. So we can sense these organs and these and the chi flowing through these organs by way of the meridian systems. The sensations of function in all of these are basically the sensations of chi or energy. The systems of the bones, the blood, fluids, nerves, and organs are all in use and produce and engage in interactions that are basically chemical in nature. So that chemical, or what we would think of as a chemical, is basically the chi. So one of the more contemporary definitions of chi is the interaction of the chemicals in any system, and the system as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So that means the interaction of the proper chemicals within the holistic arena of what we think of as a system. That is to say, nutrients, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and all those other different cofactors within that genetic material are all constantly interacting and functioning properly. So when we practice like Tai Chi, Qigong, meditating, the breath, the movement, and the mind all incorporated together brings with the focus, it brings about a self-applied mechanism that enhances the immunity and the energy or those feelings that we feel within those movements and those breathing patterns. That chemistry is what we would call chi or breath energy. You know what I'm saying? So that vitality is what's going and coursing through the body by way of the breath and the connection of the mind. So, and that's where it brings about the relaxation response. And that relaxation response activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings healing hormones to the body, and it inhibits or blocks, obstructs, basically slows down the sympathetic nervous system, which gives off serotonin, and that's that fight or flight stress response. So that increases inflammation, oxidation, um, increases, and that means it may introduce more dis-ease or uncomfortable environment within. So what relaxation can do by way of deep breathing, doing the qigongs and tai chi, or like the 6 second breaths, it can actually bring about the parasympathetic nervous system, which brings about the introduction or production of melatonin, which actually relaxes the body and also is a very active anti-inflammatory as well as free radical scavenger and antioxidant. So it will decrease in oxidation. Your cells will decrease in oxidation and inflammation and um, fight off free radicals by way of deep breathing and breathing in more oxygen to the body. So being relaxed is very important. It actually helps with the neurotransmitters to bring about a more uh, rehabilitating state of the telomeres within the DNA. So this mind body practice developed long ago had influenced all different types of systems of the physical body as far as the physical function is concerned within the organ systems as well as the skeletal system, the muscular system, the circulatory system, the nervous system, and all of the fluids of the body. You know what I'm saying? Blood is there and everything. Even though we may called blood. It is still a fluid. So as we appear to be separate from person to person and table to table or whatever, it is an energy field that is there present. And that energy field is also within us, you know what I'm saying? Connecting to it by way of this Qigong or Tai Chi or whatever it may be, yoga, meditation, or just sitting still and just reading a book, drawing, doing something creative, but noticing the breath and being attentive and mindful of your breath, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to begin, we're going to go into the actual movements now. I recorded these movements at I recorded these movements at a gym, one of the local gyms that am a member of around here. Anytime Fitness, actually. Give thanks. So we're going to go through the 6 healing sounds here and pull them up. So false evidence appearing real. Like I said, we got all this stuff going on out here, and I'm not knocking nobody's hustle. Do what you got to do to survive, I guess, right? You know what I'm saying? Um, just notice, to be observant and do the research on things, but also just listen to yourself, which is a very quiet voice. So you have to turn off everything around you and really be mindful of what's going on within, the inner voice. Sometimes we don't listen to that because we got a lot going on externally and a lot of voices. The voices in my head, they keep coming. So, all these different items of entry that have vibration are sitting and residing within the recesses of our brain or my thoughts. So, clean them out, because they're false evidence appearing real, they're not real. It's just there. Alright, so give thanks. And we get into some of these movements. So again, this is at the Anytime Fitness the other day, or a couple weeks ago actually. It's been a couple weeks, so I'm just preparing right here, getting in neutral. So what you do is you begin by standing in neutral. I'm gonna pause this for a moment. You begin by standing in neutral right there. But beforehand, 6 healing sounds. These are movements that the Qigongs, and Qigongs are beneficial for a lot of different things. But basically, I'm gonna run through a few of them. Qigongs are good for loosening the muscles, like at the beginning of the day or at night before you go to bed. It helps build energy within the body. It strengthens the organs. So the organ systems are very important to be strong. We're always thinking about external strength, muscles on the outside. The organs need to be strong too. Strong organs will increase in a strong body as well as a strong mind and everything else. Slows respiration. I mean, so the slower the breath, the more relaxed the person may be, not agitated and all on go, building more serotonin. Prevents joint injury, builds bone density. All right, strengthens nerves, destroys free radicals, increases injury recovery. So you get hurt, you do a few qigongs. I've done it, quite often because I hurt myself quite often doing whatever you do. Reduces pain, prevents muscular spasms, improves circulation. It helps balance emotions, decreases stress, improves kidney function, aids in digestion, improves memory, improves flexibility, improves posture. It improves memory because you're going to be doing different breathing is involved, of course, so there's always an advancement of memory. But also because you're going to be doing movements and repetition, so that increases memory in those movements, but also it brings about that plasticity in the brain. So the next thing that you learn is easier to build a memory of what it is because you're continuously learning. And the more you do something, the easier it is. The more you learn, the easier it is to learn. All right, normalizes EKG, lowers blood pressure, relieves bronchitis, builds immune system. There we go. Decreases stroke risk, relieves migraines, improves posture, improves skin elasticity, decreases stroke risk, relieves migraines, aids in digestion, improves flexibility, and improves posture. So Qigongs. Um, these six healing sounds and all the type of Qigongs that we perform and practice are going to work on three systems of the body mainly: the lymphatic system, the circulatory system, and the meridian system that we were speaking on, which are connected to the chi. So basically, when in the circulatory system, lymphatic system, respiratory system, digestive system, all those systems are also deeply connected to the meridian system. We are focusing on the circulatory and lymphatic system because the lymphatic system basically brings about that immunity by way of building or um, increasing those blood cells. You know, the white blood cells, red blood cells going through the body by way of circulation. I mean, that circulation, lymphatic system is building those immune system, white blood cells, to where it's going in there and building that lymph. Lymph basically means water. So the lymphatic system means basically to clean or to purge, to purify by way of water. You know what I'm saying? So we're cleaning the body through the lymphatic system. And then the circulatory system, the blood, is going in there, clean, good blood going in there in the meridian system and getting through all the organs and everything. So, again, Qigong means to work the breath. So, I'm going to give you a couple of instructions for practicing Qigong. The breath, again, is the energy, the life force energy, the bioelectromagnetic energy. It feels everything, it's everywhere. Can't leave the house without it. You ain't, unless you want to just leave another way. Yeah. So as you flow through all these movements, you will see how this energy and is in the body is connected through everything you're doing within the movement. So after we're finished, or whenever you're done doing your exercises in the day, in the morning, or night, don't take a, a bath or drink cold water for about 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Allow your body to absorb the energy and let it flow through the body properly before you even evacuate yourself. Don't evacuate yourself about 10, 15 minutes. Don't drink nothing and don't take a bath for about 10, 15 minutes. Allow the energy to settle in the body properly and to move through there. You know what I'm saying? You can stretch beforehand or stretch afterwards as well. Do some head rolls, ankle rolls where you're just standing and allow your ankles to roll. I don't have much room here, so that's why I do the video. I don't have much room here to stand and show you anything. So we're just gonna go through the videos right here. I'm gonna turn it back on in 1 minute. So again, this set of Qigong utilizes six healing sounds or breaths to help vitalize the five life support organs. That's the heart, spleen, liver, lungs, kidneys. So you got those five organs: heart, spleen, liver, lungs, kidneys, and then you have the triple warmer. So these sounds are used in harmony with the breath and special movements to stop illness and prevent and cure disease within the organs. So this is going to be, a modification. Well, actually, it's a different modality and modification of um, increasing immunity by way of moving, exercises, and breathing patterns. So this is your vaccine. This is another form of a vaccine right here. There's no one way to heal, and they when I don't know when anything comes into fruition that is it seems to be in it seems to be an issue to where everyone has to fall under the same umbrella, if you will, then that seems more of a control aspect. It doesn't seem to be uh, justifiable by means of saying this for unification and taking responsibility. We should have took the responsibility a long time ago with some of the choices we've been making. The responsibility is not going to be, uh, the conclusion of that we're not going to get an answer by way of taking something and putting it in externally. Everything we need for happiness and longevity is within us already. We just have to follow suit. And, and in accordance to nature, we need to be connected to nature. in accordance to what's right and virtuous, then that would be the best route of discovery to keep us from this type of situation. So we lost our way somewhere, a couple of signs on the road took us off track, you know what I'm saying? So we decided to do some things, you know what I'm saying? Now we are in the bathroom, and we're trying to get this shit out of us. Some of them might not make it out the bathroom though. It's not funny. But I'm saying, the body is just trying to cure itself, and somebody out there knows the tricks, and it's just like, okay, we're just gonna keep dumping mucus or things that form mucus in the body until there ain't but so many people on the planet where everybody got this joint jumping off. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how you can actually know how many people is on the planet and keeping track of how many people got a vaccine or don't. It's not even right. That keeping count of who's here. You know what I'm saying? That's just like that's no freedom. I'm just a number, basically. We're just numbers, as far as like the system is concerned, it's corrupt, flawed system, we're just numbers. You know what I'm saying? In a box. So when the breaths are done properly and then concentrate, basically we focus, then the organs associated with the breath and that sound is stimulated. And it makes the movement and the sound increase that flow of energy or chi within those organs. All right. So when we're doing the breathing exercises, each sound can be done as many times as you feel, 9, 18, 36 times on the left, right sides of the body, however you feel. And each sound, remember to drop your hands to the side and relax after we finish the first sound. All right, so the first sound we're going to go into, well, actually, I'm not mistaken. Right, I'm not mistaken. Just breathing here, floated the hands up, and we came into Wu Chi or neutral right here. So we're standing. As you stand, you can breathe in. You're gonna bring up the left leg in the inseam of your right leg, toe down, then heel first as the left foot heel hits the ground. We're gonna breathe out. We're gonna make sure our toes are parallel, big toes are parallel apart. Feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. We're gonna breathe in again right here. As the hands float down, bring our hands to our sternum, forming prayer hands. And we're going to have our claws. I didn't ball my fist up. So the first thing you're going to do right there, you're going to ball your fist up. And then you're going to bring your hands to your chest. And as you breathe in, and then you're going to raise arms straight up in front of you until your wrists are shoulders height and the palms are pointing forward with your fingers clenched. And this is Dragon's Roar. My fault. You're not going to ball your fist up on this one. So that's the correct form right there. You're going to bring your hands to your chest, come down to a deep horse stance or as deep as you can into your knees. That helps with the movement of the synovial fluid in your knees. So you're going to come down as deep as you can into your knees, and then form claws or form dragging claws with your hands, and then breathe out with your hands forward. The second one is dragon emerges from the sea. So this is where you will actually see right here. You'll actually have your hands clenched into a fist, which I didn't do like this. So right there, you will have your hands clenched in a fist. Let me show you what I mean. Hold up. Come back to that 1 second. All right, so fist. So instead of if I stand up, you're not gonna really see. It doesn't. So I'm gonna sit there. So when you breathe in, your hands come here in the fist, and you're coming down into a low squat, or as far as you can into a horse stance or squat. Then when you raise back up, you breathe out ha. Oh, the first one is I'm so forgive me. I'm moving fast. So the first one is Dragon's Roar. This is to purify the lungs. All right, so let's go back to that. Forgive me. Go back a little bit. So that's Dragon's Roar. Purify the lungs, and you will be exhaling right there. So inhale, form the dragon's claw, come down to a low horse stance as you come up. And that will increase lung activity. So that's the lungs. The dragon's roar. Breathe in and come back to neutral. Prayer hands. Alright, so now we go to dragon emerges from the sea. This is the heart. So the heart sound is ha. So we breathe in, form the fist as we come to the chest, right there. Go into a deep horse stance. The chair have fist right there towards the chest, and then we come out from the chest. Form fist and come out from the chest. So as you can see, so you inhale, raise your arms in a circle over your head, making two fists, and at the same time visualize the air hitting it, going into your heart. While holding the breath, squat down and allow your arms to lower down into the elbows, touch the thighs. So you touch the thighs with your elbows, and then when you come back up, slowly begin to stand up while exhaling and extending your arms out in front of you and allowing your head, allowing your hands to go over your head. So you extend your hands out in front of you and then over your head again and bring them back down, forming a fist. The elbows go into the thighs and come back up. And that is the heart sound. It's important to visualize all the toxins being removed from the heart region while you're making that sound too. So when you do this, breathing in, then the next one is dragon balances heaven and earth. So we go back to neutral, and then we're going to place, we're going to breathe in, and we're going to place our left arm, raise our left arm over our head, and our right arm below our waist, as you see. So the left palm will be facing the heavens. The right palm will be facing the earth. So inhale, slowly raise your right hand, slowly raise your left hand over your head with the palm facing the heavens, and keep the arm in the elbow rounded, and simultaneously allow your right hand or right palm to be pressed towards the lower abdomen and the earth. So as you see in the picture, as you see in the video, the left hand that is towards the earth. And then when you breathe in, you're going to breathe in and you're going to turn your body, your waist to the side, which is raised, where the arm is raised. So the left hand is above the cranium with the palm to the heavens. You're going to turn your body to the left towards the spring. Breathe in and breathe out the sound who. And then turn back to the front. Breathe in. And you're going to form that go back to this. You're going to form the balancing. A dragon balances heaven and earth by putting that left hand and left arm up, then turn to the front. Then you're going to switch right there, as you see, and you're going to put the right hand palm facing up, left hand palm facing down, and turn to the right. Breathe in, focus on the spleen, which is on the left side. Breathe out ha. Breathe out who. Breathe in here. Turn to your left. See the color yellow? Forgive me, the color is yellow here. Breathe in, breathe out, whoo, as you come back to the front. Again, breathe in, switch, turn to the right, visualize the color yellow, spleen, and breathe out, whoo, as you come back to center. Switching, transition, breathe in here, turn to your left, visualize the spleen, the color yellow, breathe out, whoo, as you go back to center. Once again, you can do this as many times on each side, but remember, whatever you do on the left, do on the right. So that's dragon balances heaven and earth. The color is yellow. The color for the heart energy is red. Forgive me, sound is high. The color for the lung energy, the dragon's roar, the first Qigong, the color was white. And the sound is, excuse me, pardon me. So now we're on Dragon Core's end. So Dragon's roar, lungs, colors white, dragon emerges from the sea. The heart, colors red, the sound is high. Dragon balances heaven and earth, yellow, the sound is who. The organ is the spleen. Now we're at Dragon holds. Dragon balances heaven and earth. That's what we just did. Dragon spleen. Now we're at Dragon cores inward. Again, I'm gonna go back to this. Dragon cores inward. This is the end of Dragon balances heaven and earth. The spleen energy. Dragon cores inward is the liver energy. So it's gonna begin here. I think after this set right here. Dragon core's inward is basically massaging the liver to help purify it and bring about a stronger immunity. We're gonna be standing in Wu Chi like all the other positions, standing in neutral with the feet 45-degree angle and shoulder width apart in Wu Chi. And then we're gonna breathe in. And we're going to come into prayer hands here. As we settle the energy after that, you see how you settle the energy. Then come back to prayer hands. Then that's where we go into Dragon Core's inward. So Dragon Core's inward, we're going to breathe in, allow the hands to raise up in a circle pattern, forming fists with both hands. Then we're going to bring our elbows into the body under the ribs, and we're going to rotate while we bring the elbows into the ribs. We're going to exhale while bending over to a 45-degree angle and pressing our elbows into the body. The right elbow is going to rotate 3 times in a circular manner into the liver region and make the sound shu as we raise back up. So breathe in. So right here, we're going to breathe in, form fist, put the right elbow right there, rotate 3 times, breathe out as we raise back. Breathe in, go into the liver region, go back. So breathe in, form fist, right elbow into the liver region, breathe out the sound of shoo. So right here, 3 rotations, shoo. Come back up right. Breathing in, form fist, right elbow into the liver region, 3 times rotated, and breathe out shh as we raise back up. Now form prayer hands and relax. We go into Dragon Produces Elixir. Before we go into Dragon Produces Elixir, the color for the Dragon Core's inward, again, we're working with the liver. The color for the liver is green, and the sound is shoo, shoo. So when we breathe in, form that fist, rotate 3 times, breathe out, shoo. Alright, and the sound is shoo, the color is green. The organ is the liver. Now we go into the next movement. Dragon produces elixir. This is going into the kidney region. So what we would do here, play button first, then we're going into the kidney region. Alright, so dragon produces elixir. This is the kidneys, color is black, and the sound is shui. So we start from the neutral position again, and we're going to inhale, bringing our hands over our head in a circle pattern, forming hands with your prayer hands. Inhale while briskly rubbing the palms together. So we're going to rub our palms together from the jump. Let's go back a little bit. So again, right there, that's dragging cores inward to stimulate the liver energy right there. Dragon pulling inward. Now we're going to dragon produces elixir. So again, dragon produces elixir. This is still dragon on cores inward, working on liver energy. Let's come back to neutral, settle the energy. Then come back to neutral again. Come back to Wu Chi. Breathe in, form prayer hands. So after we form the prayer hands, we go from here. You're going to breathe in and rub our hands together briskly. Clap our hands and rub them together briskly if you will. I like to clap and get a little bit more heat going because we're dealing with water energy in the kidney region. So we want to get that water flowing. So first we're going to do 9 breaths from the front region. So as you see there, we breathe in, we clap our hands, rub our hands together briskly in the heat. Then we're going to place our hands in a fist and we're going to rub from the front region outward. Then we're going to go in that direction from the back 9 times, saying while breathing out shui, because we're in the kidneys region. So breathe in here, clap the hands together, rub them together briskly, come out into a horse stance, medium horse stance, shoulder width apart, go into the front, and shui, 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 shui. So it's sort of like you're breathing in, you're going to be rubbing from your abdomen out front, opening your hands as you take and push the toxins out of your body. Then you're going to form the same fist and place them behind your back, the small of the back in the kidney region, in the back part of your body, and you're going to start pushing forward from the back like gunslingers and shui 9 times. That one, again, that is dragon produces elixir. That's for the kidneys, to strengthen and purify the kidneys. So the color for the kidneys, again, the color for the kidneys is black. The sound is shui, and this is the kidney region. All right. So we went over the first one. The first one is the dragon's roar. The dragon's roar stimulates the lungs. So we stimulate the lungs first. The sound is, so we go into, as we going down into the position, come out, breathe out. You can go back to the video. That's the dragon's roar. The color for the lungs is white. The sound is, all right, dragon's roar. Stimulate and purify the lungs. Purify and stimulate energy within the heart. Dragon emerges from the sea. Sound is ha. The color is red. So as we breathe in, bring those fists together. The knees will be at the thighs. Come down to a low horse stance and breathe out. The sound ha. Dragon emerges from the sea. So Dragon's roar, dragon emerges from the sea, and now dragon balances heaven and earth. That's the spleen. The spleen, the color is yellow, and the sound is who. So you'll be breathing in and imagining, breathing in and out the sound who, and imagining the color yellow with the spleen. So that's dragon balances heaven and earth. Dragon's roar, dragon emerges from the sea, dragon balances heaven and earth. Then we go to dragon coils inward. Dragon coils inward is stimulating and purifying energy within the liver. So the sound for the liver is shoo, shoo, and the color is green. So imagine the color green and breathe out the sound shoo. That's dragon coils inward, purifying and massaging, stimulating the liver. From there, we have dragon produces elixir that's working and stimulating the breath throughout the kidneys. The sound for the kidneys is shui, and the color is black. So imagine the color black while exhaling and pronouncing the sound shui, shui. That dragon produces elixir. So those are the 5 different organs, being the liver that's connected with um, the dragon breath. Dragon's roar. You don't want dragon breath. That's something wrong. This is toxic breath. Okay, but you got dragon's roar, liver. Um, Dragon emerges from the sea, heart. Dragon balances heaven and earth, spleen. Dragon um, coils in, or dragon coils inward. That's the liver, and dragon produces elixir. That is the kidneys. All right. Now, dragon expels toxins. This is the last one. Go ahead and press play. Dragon expels toxins. That's still right there. That is still a dragon produces elixir with the kidneys. You know, the kidneys is a fluid, well, water, so it's producing the fluids that's going to help you evacuate some of those toxins out of the body. So dragon expels toxins. So now we're going to breathe in, form, hug the tree, basically, like that right there. Then we're going to bend over slightly, place our hands under, as you can see, on the inhalation. This can be done morning, noon, and night too, to expel toxins and to recharge the entire body. So on the inhalation, visualize that you're drawing in the purest air, and this will help with assimilating all the essential portions and processes within that Qigong exercise. So start from neutral, step out into the Wu Chi, inhale through the nose, bringing hands up in front of you. Now, no higher than the chin level. Then the arms and elbows will be rounded, as you see. And then prepare to hug, like you're preparing to hug somebody. It's called hug the tree. Then your fingers should be no more than 4 inches apart, and they should be open and relaxed. This posture is called hugging the tree again. So very rapidly squat down while extending the arms out away from the body with the hands going slightly behind you, exhaling all the negative air or toxins away from the body with the hands going slightly behind you and saying the sound shh. Then bring the hands back towards the chest and stand up while inhaling and go back to the hugging tree and repeat it as many times as you feel comfortable. So again, I'm going to go with the video right here. Right, so you step out, bring the hands up to, go into Wu Chi, bring the hands up to a hug the tree type position. Then you squat down. As you bend down, you're going to do it rapidly as you see. The hands are going to go into the under the armpits and come back out. So you bend. It's sort of like tapping your underarms where lymphs are formed, right? The lymphatic system in the underarms with your fingers. So your fingers will be connected in a certain way. I'm going to show you right here. Your fingers will be connected like this. So your thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index fingers, all to be connected to the thumb. So these are the five viscera. These are the five organs right here: the heart, lungs, kidney, spleen, liver. I might have mixed up a little bit. I think this is spleen and the liver is mixed up. All right, so but all these organs are right here on the hand. So as you touch them together on both sides, breathing in, the hands are gonna, like I said, I don't have much room here. So the hands are gonna be right here. You breathe in, hold the tree. Breathe out. So as you come up, SH. And you be going rapidly. Like that. And that is expelling the toxins. So dragon expels toxins right here on that last movement. And then again, you can do that morning, noon, night, don't matter. Full moon, half moon, you know what I'm saying? No moon, new moon, old moon, grow moon, light moon, dark moon. It doesn't matter. You can do that at all times of the day in your sleep state. But basically, that right there is the finale or going into stage left right there, where you are going to be, after all those different movements and breathing patterns, you're going to be purging or getting those toxins out the body by way of this exercise right here. So after we finish that, do that a few times, then we go into marriage of the sun and moon, if you will. You know, so marriage of the sun and moon is basically a mudra that will help it expel, will bring about a balance of positive negativity, or positive negative energy, and harmonize and balance it within the body. Forget my eye. I lost my sunglasses. Well, I left my sunglasses at amusement park we went to over the weekend. I stuffed them in my shirt. They said, put your sunglasses, your hat, or whatever, lose items in your shirt. It's Carowinds. But my ignoramus, I don't know, something was too heavy. But anyway, my sunglasses, eventually it fell out. It was down here, you know, see better if it came out, it hit one of my sister's friends in the face. He said, I knew I felt something hit me. Well, not in the face, on the shoulder. He said, I felt something hit me on the shoulder. Sunglasses. So that, yeah. It's just a habit. And I mean, I can see out of my eyes. Just that's after that surgery, my I guess my eyelid, the muscle and everything, 3 months of not really opening my eye, the muscle in it is kind of still recovering. Qigong, I do Qigong with my eyes off. Okay, that's stuff. All right. So marriage of the sun and moon. Marriage of the sun and moon basically be standing in Qigong like I was doing earlier. Or I mean, standing in Wu Chi. But what will the alteration or the difference would be, instead of just standing with your hands to your side, you breathe in. Like I said, breathe in, and then float your hands down here, and then fold them over. This is basically. See how my hands are right there. So you'll be right here. A man, you'll put your right hand on top, left hand on bottom. So the right hand will stay on the bottom somewhere right here. That's right hand. And then you just fold over. But then the left hand will be on the bottom. So basically, bam, left hand goes on the bottom, right hand is on top. Women opposite. So bam. So it's the sun and the moon. The sun is the circle. The moon, you know what I'm saying, is the base. So the marriage of the sun and moon here. And you just breathe in this posture. So you start here, neutral, breathe in Wu Chi, breathe in, start in Wu Chi, breathe in, bring your hands to the chest, come right here. And you just stand in this position, breathing in and out for a few moments, gathering yourself. Like I said, this helps balance the negative and positive energy within the body, the chi. Just relax right there for a few moments. Go into the microcosmic orbit. If you know that, you know what I'm saying, look it up. Microcosmic orbit. Let it flow. Let the energy flow, and then settle in the lower dantian or upper dantian, depending on the individual way to do itself and everything. All right. So that right there, in a nutshell, is the five movements or the six healing sounds, and the movements that are that coincide with those sounds. I get thanks for your participation. I'm gonna jump over here and see what's going on in the queue. Not much, probably. It's all good. It's all good. Um, this is where I am. You see that? This looks funny to me. All right, so good thanks. We're gonna close out it right around now. We had a good little session. Try to get everything in there. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to any delays like to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I will be back. I'm not going too far. Stay healthy. Stay mindful. Be attentive of your actions. We're in summer right now, and they're saying that things are increasing as far as whatever's going on out there. This COVID thing, this pandemic. I've spoke on it before. I don't want to be too preachy and repetitive, but basically, you know, we are um, doing things throughout the year that when we get on that course and it comes into spring and summer, you know what I'm saying, we should be alkalizing again, you know what I'm saying? So we should be putting in more, you know, fluids throughout the summer. So, you know, see what I got right here, water, just had the water I've drunk today. I ain't ate nothing today. You know, I eat, I'm going to eat afterwards. I eat at the later part of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's coconut water right here. And this is like, I did some vegetables. Well, pretty much it's a bottle of greens. It's cold pressed, walk the plant. I do one of these every day. You know what I'm saying? Drink water every day. I drink one of these every day after I work out. Um, Coconut water, at least one. Well, about three a week, maybe more sometimes. Um, Basically, stay alkalized. Stay always through the summertime, because what's going to happen if we put in acidic type toxic food or mucus forming foods in the body in spring when it's already warm outside, which is equivalent to heat. Basically, acid is heat, or um, cooked food, you know, processed food. All those things are acidic, but they form a mucus. Anything that's warm is going to form mucus in the body. Anything that has heat introduced to it is going to form mucus in the body. You know what I'm saying? But basically, these artificial elements, even thoughts, you know, negative thoughts, fear that's being introduced, all those things are forming mucus in the body. So in the wintertime, when we do get to that point and we don't have alkaline type of structure or foundation from um, bridging or purging out the toxins throughout the summer, and we're adding more toxins because we're going to put more warm food or cooked food in the body in the winter. That's natural. We should be resting more as well, but we should be putting more warm food in the body to keep the blood stimulated and moving in the body properly. You know, so you can stay healthy. But if we're not going to put alkalizing foods in the body in spring in summer, then what's going to happen? The effect is we're going to have more mucus build up where we should be purging some of that mucus out and balancing and harmonizing some of that sun and moon, you know what I'm saying, merging and uniting in summertime. So the ill out effect or the residual basically from the causal of not being attentive and mindful of what's going on in the exchanges of nature naturally, then what happens is the body's going to try to purge out again. And usually it's just building up with this mucus each time this is taking place. Of our unknownness, because most of us don't really know that there is a way to be healthy or have optimal health within the whole structure and circadian of our life by following certain natural instincts and impulses in place of the unnatural instincts and impulses that have been introduced by way of this modern society in this so-called system, which I call corrupt system. A system means whole. That means complete. This system isn't complete. All right, but basically, you know, stay alkalized or introduce alkalinity throughout the whole year, but most definitely in spring and summer. Otherwise, we're going to be building more mucus in the body, and then when the cold season does introduce, when it's colder outside and we get so cold, what we call cold, then the body's going to be like, oh, you got this excess mucus that you can put in the body throughout spring and summer when we should have been purging out. Now it's cold outside, and I got to fight off, whatever it is coming in as well, because whatever else is going on in the atmosphere. So now I'm building up more mucus as well, and it's cold outside, and it's just stuck in there, and the mucus is fluid. Since it's cold, it gets harder, and now it's like it's sitting on my nose and my eyes and lips and everything. But this new strand or whatever's going on with the corona thing is a little different, and it is very degenerative. So this is an alternative, just purging the body, getting the body movement. It is very imperative also to introduce the proper elements into the body too, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's, again, nutrients, the proper elements, stemming back to vitamins and minerals. All right. But the best way to alkalize, again, is to meditate and to get the circulation flowing through the body properly. All right. So, this is an alternative. This is not that, it's not etched in stone either, but this is one way of us to being very sure that by way of our actions and our basically our assertiveness in our own growth pattern, it can be more influential internally due to the internal processes being more, having more capabilities by way of mind and body connected through that breath. Our breath ain't connected to the mind and body, it ain't working. And most of our breath ain't connected to the mind and body properly. And most of our mind is not connected to our body. The body is running the show. You know what I'm saying? For most of us, the body, the senses, the five senses is operating everything right now. So we get that mind in there and allow the breath to be that catalyst that connects both. You know what I'm saying? So when we deep breathe and we relax, we allow the mind and body to infuse and actually do the things that is meant for that mind and body to have access to. All right, so again, give thanks. I want to thank you guys for being attentive and here, present in the now. You know what I'm saying? Stay in the now. These moves I've been doing for years. You know what I'm saying? I got a book. You want to read it? Here we go. Got songs I wrote. You know what I'm saying? No. All right, but again, give thanks. Give thanks again and give thanks again and again. Because we don't have to be here. We didn't. I'm not really here like to talk about it anyway, but yet still, at any rate, love is love, and we want to keep it moving and stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? This is, like I said again, an alternative. It's not the magic bean. It ain't gonna grow you a beanstalk and get you to the Magic Kingdom in Orlando or Reno, California, wherever. You know what I'm saying? So, I love you all, niggas, niggas, kings, queens. All right. Peace, prosperity, protection, and good health. See you.
Yeah. Scientific breakthroughs, the unveilings, the spiritual revelations, the openings. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. First World Order Radio. Tips and Tricks Tuesdays. I'm Black Water, the META-MU-Z-SHEN. It's Tips and Tricks Tuesdays. Tuesday, another news day. North, east, west, south, not here to confuse the day, just diffuse the way. Another tips and tricks Tuesday. That pig, that's fine, hijacking the mind, aluminum bonds with intelligence. Rewind the message. Merry Christmas. 13 indigenous immigrants, state of the unison, addressing nothing. Foundations congruent, level to level. Fuck the embezzlements. Tales from the crypt, hitting blood rituals. 50 scores flying over California vacation. Flying dragons, swords and daggers, lions and tigers. Gotta get my bearings or perish. Tear into raw flesh, vampire, vegetarian. I'm a malnutrition, chemically imbalanced. Ethiopian, inhaling kush. Blue projects get pushed, mold with the bush. Standing on the middle line, no defining. Swirling dervish, in between space and time. Tips and tricks Tuesday, another news day. North, east, west, south, not here to confuse the day, just diffuse the way. Another tips and tricks Tuesday. Tips and tricks Tuesday, another news day. North, east, west, south, not here to confuse the day, just diffuse the way. Another tips and tricks Tuesday.